What's up, sluts? Welcome back to Babblings of a 20 something. Oh my god, that's not the title anymore. This is not Babblings of a 20 something. Hello, this is just Babblings. Welcome back. Welcome back to Babblings. I've missed you guys. I took a little 2 weeks off at first, not on purpose, but I have been trying to really outline silly goosery with my hair. Silly goosery. I've been trying to really outline an episode that I'm doing about climate change, and I just really want to really thoughtfully think it out and research it. So I've just been working on that, taking a bit more time than I thought. And then also I was on vacation, and then I just had a little bit of a vacay, and my cousin's wedding, which I was the co-maid of honor, was this past weekend, and that was just fabulous fairy tale wedding, fab time, but took a lot of my attention. So yeah, took a little break from babblings, but we're back, baby. I actually have more trips and vacations coming up, but I'm gonna work really hard to stay consistent and crossing my fingers. My goal is to have the climate change episode out for you guys next week on probably Tuesday, but maybe Wednesday. I just really want to get that out. But in the meantime, I just wanted to hop in here, say hello, check in with you guys, and kind of update you about everything that's been going on. Quitting my job to focus on summer was probably the best decision I've ever made. I keep forgetting that other people have jobs, especially with all this wedding stuff. The night before, I was like, "Oh, how's everybody's day?" And they're like, "Oh, I had to work. I had to work," and da 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 da. And I'm like, "Oh, right, you guys have jobs." I kind of forgot other people were working, because I'm not. I'm just enjoying my life, doing babblings, traveling, and getting ready to go back to school. That's still happening, going to school online, but, you know, that's just kind of in the background until September. So I'm just trying to really enjoy, the moment that I'm in right now and not get scared or worried or stressed about all the unknowns or money or any of that stuff and just enjoy this time that I have. It's this freedom that I've been begging the universe for the past year, and I finally have it, and I want to really be present because I also feel like I'm in between chapters right now, and whatever's next is gonna be totally different, and I just feel like this energy of activity coming towards my way. I feel like I don't know, I just feel like things are starting to speed up, and I just wanna enjoy the time that I have now with my family and relaxing and lounging and focusing on babblings because I don't really know what the next chapter is gonna be, but I just feel like it's gonna be it's gonna be different. And I don't know, I just feel like we spend so much time wanting to get to the next phase and focusing on the next phase instead of being present and enjoying where we are and reminding myself, this is what I've been wanting for 6 months to a year. I've been wanting this freedom, this time freedom, this financial freedom. It's not something that's gonna last forever, but it's something that I've been wanting, and so, enjoy it while I have it, and then, whatever's next will be next. I think also with my cousin getting married, it's just been really shocking? I don't know, not shocking, jarring, and not in a negative way, it's just so different, and our lives are changing, and we're entering this new chapter, and her last name is changing, and these are things that we always talked about when we were little and something that she's been wanting because 'cause they've been together for a long time. Something she's been dreaming about for the last couple of years, and for it to be happening and for us to really solidify, I feel like this adulthood chapter is kind of a trip. And thinking about how, all of the weddings when we were younger, we were flower girls together, and now it's her wedding and she's getting married and I'm co-maid of honor, and it just life flashes before you, and there's so many people that are missed that we wanted there, but I know that would be so proud of her and so proud of all of us. And I feel like any big occasion, a death or a wedding or a birth, really shifts your perspective and makes you think. And I feel like for me, it's just kind of made me really look at my choices and where I am now. And like, I'm super happy where I am now, but I feel like it reflects a different timeline, or a different life that I could have had, and that maybe 4 years ago I thought that I was going to have, and this different trajectory. And nothing is better or worse, it's just different. And I'm very grateful to be on the trajectory that I am now and to have made the decisions to be who I am and remove myself from situations and really blossom into my real self. And a couple months ago, I was with one of my siblings and they were like, "I feel like you've just like transformed," or like we are talking about my Instagram and they're like, "Yeah, like Instagram baddie," or like whatever, like we were just kind of joking around. And like I've gone through this metamorphosis, and while I think the biggest thing that has happened in like the last 3 years is that I have started to just actually show up as myself and stop hiding like who I really am inside. I feel like with writing, or like I'm also like funny. Like I've always been funny. So like allowing myself to just like be funny and to just show up who I am without trying to conform in a certain way or present in a certain way or cover up different parts of myself that I thought weren't worthy or that people wouldn't receive well. The more that I've just shed that, it has changed and probably does seem like a metamorphosis. And it's funny because I don't internally feel any different. And really, I'm just like, I feel like I've been more comfortable and expressing the parts of myself that I kind of kept inside that I've always felt, and letting it be out. And when that happens, it does change your path, it changes your trajectory, it changes your goals because I'm less afraid, or and really not afraid at all of not meeting these certain expectations or goals that I assume like people in my life had of me, or like what society has of me. And like I'm very confident in pursuing my own passions and my own goals and showing that I am creative and showing that I'm multifaceted. I feel like my whole life with my anxiety, it really kept a lot of like my creativity and my passions and like all of like the cool things that I was into and was probably have always been good at. I kept it because I was always afraid of failing. I was always afraid of being laughed at. I was always afraid of not being good enough. And so for me, it was like, why try, And especially this past year, one of the girls that I taught in dance reminded me so much of myself. And she was so good. She has so much potential, more than I even did, but I could just tell she was so anxious and she was so nervous and she was so self-conscious to the point where she wouldn't even try. And as a teacher, it was frustrating for me and it made me realize why all of my probably dance teachers or just teachers in general kind of got frustrated with me, and then also kind of just like didn't put any effort into me because I think it just seemed like I always didn't care when really I probably cared the most, but I was afraid to show that I cared. Because if I didn't care, then it didn't really matter how good I was at something. It didn't really matter how I showed up. It didn't really matter how much energy I put into something because I didn't care. Versus like when you care and you have a passion and you wear that on your sleeve, you are showing up, you are putting effort in. And I think that I was too scared to ever look like I really cared. Too scared to be vulnerable and to put myself out there and to express like what was inside of me because I was so scared that it wouldn't be received or that it would be shot down. And if that were to happen, that would have devastated me. Have been, you know, years 1 through 10 of my life had a lot of, like, devastation and topsy-turviness and instability and disappointment, and it really hardened me and turned me into this person that would never allow myself to be disappointed, which meant never putting myself out there, which meant never, trying something new. Because if I failed or I was disappointed, there was no bigger emotion than that. There was no bigger devastation than being a disappointment or a failure. And so if I don't try, then I can't fail. And the last couple of years, really shedding that, really embracing all of my oddities and uniqueness and passions, and also like displaying it and not being scared and just putting it out there, good, bad, mediocre, whatever. The practice of it and just putting it out there has helped me, one, uncover this hidden, like, confidence that I had. It's helped me remember that I don't actually really care about other people's opinions of me. I don't actually really care about whether people think that I'm good or bad at something. I care mostly whether I think that I'm good or bad. And also being failing at something isn't like the most awful thing in the world, is something that I've really come to reconcile with. I think if you look at my life and especially my adult life, it's just all failures. And I said that to my mom one day and she's like, "Oh, don't think like that." And I was like, "Well, my long-term relationship that everybody thought would be forever, I ruined. I dropped out of school, failed out of school. I didn't finish my boutique. I failed at that. I failed at my career. Some people would assume that I failed at real estate because I quit, even though I don't feel like I did. I've now quit my next job. Like, I quit dancing. I quit all of these things. And if you look at the list, it's like, oh God." But for me, it's really just a testament to my pursuit of change, my pursuit of evolution. And it showed me and reminded me that, oh, you're not actually afraid to fail because all I do is pivot. That's just a track that you have in your head that you're telling yourself, that you can't do that because da 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 da. But actually, when you look at my life, this series of quote what people would see as quote failures, were all of the best decisions that I've ever made, and have given me all of these assets and tools and skills and mindset shifts that have resulted in the person that I am today, being able to record this podcast and put it out to you guys and be excited about that and feel driven by my passion for it, and not driven by some like external idea of what success looks like. And So with this wedding, I think it brought up a lot of feelings for me of a wedding that I could have had, or a life that I once thought I had was going to have, because I thought that that was going to be um what success looked like. And it's funny, right? Because I dreamed of this life and or this wedding and this future, but I also simultaneously would dream of decades down the line of like having secret affairs, or, showing off my success. I was so focused on creating the picture of success and being successful and showing everyone that I can. But I knew even then that that wasn't what I wanted, because I dreamed of that life, but also having a secret life within that life. And that's not healthy. That's not normal. Your dreams and aspirations shouldn't be contingent on you also having secrets, or also like secretly doing the things that you actually want to do, or secretly being with the people that you actually want to be with. Like, one, that's not fair to the people that you may be entering into this false life with, but it's just not fair to yourself. I like realized like a couple years ago, like, why am I dreaming of this life and also dreaming of how when I have it, I'll escape it? Why don't I just dream of what I really want? Why don't I just go after what I really want? And what do I need to change in order to shift so that I can get off of this boat that I'm in, that I don't actually want to be in, and that I'm going to try and escape the rest of my life, and I'm only in it because other people think that it's the boat that I'm supposed to be in, and what they think is a successful, the right boat of life. I would have drowned in that boat, but I was going to do it because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. And this wedding, just brought up a lot of reflection of that, and brought up a lot of these decisions that I've made in order to get out of that boat, and how happy I am. But there is some, like, not nostalgia, but there's some sentimentality thinking about that life, and love, and a bit of tenderness for a different version of myself, and a different life that I could have lived. And I've always ruminated on why I get married. If I'm not going to do it for religious reasons, and really just because I like to throw a big party, I could throw a party anytime. Like, why would I want to get married? And I'm a romantic, and it's not that I don't want to get married, but I do think that if I do get married, I'll probably get married in Vegas, like, and have Elvis marry me, and my reception will be in a section at a club or something. But because that's me, and I had to let go of this like false identity, this like false facade that I was kind of putting out as a safety net to protect like my inner self, and to protect what I really wanted and who I really wanted to be. Because if didn't think I was maybe good enough to have that, or worthy enough to have that, and also I didn't want to like disappoint people. I don't know, I just feel I lie a lot. I feel like I've just spent a lot of my life lying about who I really am, and what I really want, and like what I really care about, And while that's not what I want anymore, you know, I couldn't have completely faked if that was something I never really wanted. I wouldn't have dreamed about certain things if it was really never what I really wanted. And so there is just a little part of me, that I have to recognize and affirm, that at one point wanted something like this, at one point wanted a big wedding and a happily ever after and the kids and the house and the this and the that and the career. Parts of me wanted that, but not like my true essence, not my real being. And I feel like this summer, seeing people that I haven't seen in years and seeing people that are living a life that maybe I at that time, thought that that's what I wanted, and just tracing back, all of the years and confronting where we are and how old I am and how much things have changed has shown me how much I really have changed and how much I really have grown and how much that was never really deeply something that I actually wanted. And I don't know if there's grief with that or what it is, but it's been challenging. And it's also this summer 10 years since my brother passed away, and just thinking about how much has changed since then and what a catalyst that's been for so many things in my life. I don't know. A lot of things have just come to a head this summer and shown me how much I've truly changed in the best ways and how authentically I live my life now and how unafraid I am now, and really recognizing and kind of congratulating myself on all the work like I really have done. I the deconstructing and the shadow work and the confrontations with myself and changing my thought patterns and just uncovering all of these things that were covered up by anxiety and depression and expectations and fear, and alchemizing it and really coming out as my true self. And I'm so, grateful, but it's also confusing in a way. I don't know if any of that made sense. I also have some sort of like chemical burn or sunburn on my face. I don't think you guys can tell. My face hurts actually. And like I have like dry, flaky patches, like kind of freaked out about my skin. If anybody has any recommendations or things they know what it is, please let me know. I think this is gonna be a short episode. Let's just go ahead. I just kind of wanted to check in with you guys, download, babble my thoughts. This is just a ramble episode. But I do have some cards that I want to pull for you guys that I can do that now, and then I'll let you go. And next week will be in real form, true form, with the climate change episode. As long as I outline it, Allie. As long as you finish it. Okay, let's pull some cards. Like always, I pre-shuffled. Let's see what's on the bottom. Ooh, the 6 of Wands. What focus? Love. I love getting the 6 of Wands. Victory, celebration, triumph. Interesting. Okay, let's see what our guides have to tell us for this week. Okay. One card, please. One card, please. So the Empress is on the bottom. Can I see? Oh yeah, that's focusing. The Knight of Cups. Beautiful. With the Empress. Three of Pentacles. Nine of Cups on the split deck. Oh, the Knight of Cups. Okay, I'm gonna pull more cards, but just from everything that we were just talking about, and with the Knight of Cups, and especially the Empress on the bottom, I'm just immediately getting a message about like following your dreams and following what fills your cup. Okay. This could also be love. If anybody's interested in that. Wah, wah. Tell me more. Five of Swords. Too many. What fell to the floor? You guys can't see this, but the tower was sticking out when I set that down, and the Queen of Swords is on the bottom. Judgment, there's Two of Cups, and Six of Wands is out. Honestly, I feel like this is like literally what I just talked about. But there's something you're pursuing, a relationship, a dream job, a passion project, a romantic relationship, or just a relationship like a friendship or a relationship with your family. There's something like you're really passionate about, something you really care about a lot, something you're deeply like emotionally invested in, and it's something that you're pursuing. It seems like you, with the Five of Swords and Death, are transforming some bad behaviors, maybe not bad behaviors, but like some bad like mental patterns, some maybe lies that you told people, lies that you told yourself, um something that just kind of kept you in a bit of a stuck place, like specifically like mentally, really. um or it could be like internally, or it could be like this like mental confusion like with someone else, but there is like a transformation happening, and it's not like just happening, like you are making it happen, or you need to make it happen, you need to make a change, you need to kind of transform, and you either already are or you need to. And basically out of that and out of pursuing it, and I honestly think whatever you're pursuing is the catalyst of this death and rebirth, of this change, of this mental shift, of getting out of your head. Whatever you're pursuing is causing this like change. And with the tower, remember that was this tower was sticking out, it's causing a big change or a big stir, or it's really shaking things up. Um, there's something you want to balance, with someone or within yourself. With the Two of Cups, I mean, really, it usually is with someone else, but it could be within yourself. Um, healing something. There's something you're pursuing, and it is a catalyst for like deep, deep, deep internal, like emotional, mental change. And it's causing an effect on your outside world, whether you know it or not. And whatever you're pursuing, I'm getting whatever you're pursuing is maybe like, well, actually, let's get clarification on what the Two of Cups is. Remember, this is general. So, like, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It might not resonate with you. And also, like, sometimes with tarot, especially because you're not here for me to ask you questions, you have to kind of like read between the lines. And so I might say like relationship, but if you're like, well, no, but I'm pursuing this passion, like that's for you, you know, don't just because I say it doesn't mean that it is the end all be all or there's no other translation or interpretation that, you know, the lovers is on the bottom. So I don't know, you guys. Maybe this might be about love. Two of Cups. Clarify the Two of Cups, please. Clarify the Two of Cups. Justice. I need another card to clarify the Two of Cups. Yeah, this thing that you're pursuing that's causing this kind of transformation within you or within a relationship with someone else is bringing healing and bringing justice and bringing like maybe like clarity. Um and then of course with the 6 of wands like there's some maybe like really something you feel really like confident in or you're going to be feeling confident or you're kind of like triumphant in whatever you're pursuing like if you okay whatever you're pursuing, if you continue to pursue it, if you continue to do the internal transformation, if you continue to transform internally, externally, rebirth, if you continue to try to bring justice, and with the 7 of wands, like you keep going, if you find this like strength of like power in yourself, like the king of swords, and like this clarity within yourself and this authority within yourself, if you like continue down this path, it is going to end up being triumphant or there's going to be something to celebrate or whatever it is, it's going to work out, you know. Let's see if there's any advice, but I kind of like now that I've really like talked it through and looked at it, like that's what I feel. I feel like you're pursuing something, passion, relationship, creativity, a relationship with spirit as well. Someone could also be with the cups. Hello? The police? I'm like in the middle of nowhere. What are the police doing? Anyways, um fuck the police. Um, a cab. Anyways, yeah, this is confirmation, I guess, for what I'm talking about. But oh, I was saying relationship with spirit. So that could have been confirmation for that. You may be pursuing or trying to have a deeper relationship with spirit or with your ancestors, with your spirit guides. And that in itself will cause towers. That's gonna require real introspection. That's going to require changing your thought patterns and the way that you think and behave and interact with the outer world. So yeah, what you continue pursuing it, continue diving deep into the change and rebirth that it's kind of bringing. It seems like it is like a catalyst for something. Continue trying to heal, continue trying to fight to balance a cup with another person or with yourself or an offering with spirit, and you're going to find like deep inner like happiness and reward and maybe in confidence in whatever it is. Take it if it resonates, don't if it doesn't. All right. Oh, yeah, this is only 42 minutes. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Love you guys so much. Thank you for always tuning into Babblings. I got a lot of recent subscribers. Welcome to the Babblings family. I will have blog posts coming out. There will be more podcasts. We are back. This is my shiz. Love you guys so much. Remember that you can watch this on YouTube. You can listen on Substack. You can listen on any podcast platform that you want to listen to it to. On my Substack is also where my blog is. So if you're looking to get more writings, personal journal entries, archive, all of the good stuff. It's all on my Substack along with this episode. And in the description on Substack is where you're going to find all the fantastic links. This one doesn't have a ton, but for some of my more in-depth episodes, it's where you're going to find all of like the resources and references and citations. Okay. Love you guys so much. Subscribe, like, comment, share, please. We're starting to see some growth. So, let's keep the momentum. Love you. Have a good week and keep following your dreams.
Hey, what's up? I'm her cousin. My name is Jared Blendon, and you're watching Babblings.
Bye. Good job.